Rotary engines, loved by enthusiasts, feared by mechanics, and legendary for how wild they sound. Most people think rotary engines only lived inside Mazda sports cars like the RX-7, but that's far from the truth. Today we're looking at 5 cars you probably never knew were hiding rotary power under the hood, including sedans, quirky hatchbacks, rare prototypes, and even one vehicle that isn't a car at all. Let's jump into the weird, the unexpected, and the rotary-powered surprises. Citroën M35. The other experiment Citroën did to try to bring the rotary engine to the masses was the M35. Unlike the later GS bi-rotor, which was a regular production car with a radically different engine, the M35 was its own unique model. It was based on the Ami, not the microcar we know today, but very few of the Ami's parts were actually compatible with it. Its body was custom built by Heliz, it rode on Citroën's hydro-pneumatic suspension, and it had a 0.5-liter single-rotor engine produced as part of the Citroën NSU co-motor project. That engine produced 49 bhp and 50 pound-feet of torque, putting its performance on the same level as regular compact European sedans of its time. While it was technically a production car, made between 1969 and 1971, the M35 was never officially sold in dealerships. You had to be a loyal Citroën customer to get your hands on one, and you had to be okay with it essentially being a prototype or a pre-production car. It even had a banner at the bottom of the rear window that said it was a test car. Clearly, Citroën and its customer testers were happy with it because aspects of it found their way into later models. The engine was obviously developed into the GS bi-rotors unit, while the transmission also found its way into the GS, and its seats found their way into the legendary SM. Moxton roller skate. The Moxton roller skate is possibly the most unusual sports car you'll ever see. Created by a lumberyard magnate from Colorado, the roller skate was designed to recreate the experience of driving a traditional British sports car, but with modern running gear. It was powered by a choice of 2 Mazda rotary engines, the 1.1-liter 12A and the 1.3-liter 13B, and it had a 5-speed manual transmission. It had a power output between 135 and 240 bhp, giving this super lightweight sports car, it only weighed 1,680 to 1,705 pounds, a great power-to-weight ratio. The Moxton roller skate was essentially a kit car, intended to be assembled outside the factory. Because of that, it ended up becoming a niche choice. You're very unlikely to find one now, and if you do, you're likely to have one of the rarest rotary-engined cars ever made. Chevrolet Aerovette. The Chevrolet Corvette has been the base of a lot of cool concept cars and one-off creations over the years. Perhaps one of the coolest of those is the Aerovette. It was a striking mid-engined interpretation of the Corvette formula with an aluminum body and gull-wing doors. One of the people who was behind the project also happened to be John DeLorean, who would go on to start his own company and create the DeLorean DMC-12. While the production version of the Aerovette would have had a standard General Motors 5.7-liter V8 had it actually been made, initial versions of the car had a 4-rotor engine. This was created by joining 2 twin-rotor engines that had been developed as a potential powertrain for the Chevrolet Vega together. GM could never manage to get a rotary engine to be efficient enough for how they wanted, though, and the 1973 oil crisis put an end to its rotary program. While the mid-engined Aerovette never ended up being made, its spirit survived in the current C8 Corvette. Mazda Repu. A bus wasn't the only instance of Mazda putting a rotary engine in a vehicle you wouldn't expect it to be in. Mazda also put it in one of its compact pickup trucks. The Mazda REPU is the only pickup truck to ever be offered with a rotary engine from the factory. It used the same version of the 13B that was in the Mazda RX-4, producing 110 horsepower and 117 pound-feet of torque. Like a few rotary-powered production vehicles, the oil crisis ended up killing it off. But it's fantastic that something like this actually existed, and the ones that still survive are real gems. NSU Wankel Spider. When it comes to the rotary engine being put into production cars, NSU was the company that started it all. It got the license to build the design from Dr. Felix Wankel himself, and the first production car to be fitted with it was the Wankel Spider. This was a small, stylish, two-door convertible designed by Bertoni. Unlike other rotary engine cars that would come later, the Wankel Spider wasn't very powerful. Early models only had 49 horsepower, and later models only had a small power increase to 53 horsepower. The engine also gained a reputation for being a bit fragile. That's something that would become a serious problem with a later model NSU made using the same engine. The Wankel Spider never sold in big numbers, but NSU never expected it to. Just under 2,400 were built between 1964 and 1967. And after Mazda's legendary rotary-powered sports cars showed up, it ended up becoming forgotten.